Good morning, and welcome back to Daily Dhamma, a letter to our children. I'm Dhamma Bum, and I'll be your guide for today's guided meditation. Today is Monday, July 6th, and our theme today is theory and practice. In July, our theme is effort. In fact, that's our theme for the whole third quarter, and that's Mrs. Dhamma's formula for living a good life. She said that we need humility, sincerity, effort, and gratitude, and those are the 4 quarters. And July is effort. Basically, she said that room's not going to clean itself. Today, we're going to look at theory and practice, and it'll be mostly theory. And thank you very much, Dhammaji. We're 5 by 5 on sound, so that's great. On Mondays, we look to the coming week and get prepared for the challenges that we will surely face. Please take a look at the description box for this and other meditations. It has information that's useful for meditation. In about 24 hours, there will be a closed caption version with a transcript, and there will also be a super thanks available. It takes about a day. And the reason that we do guided meditations is in the hope that participants will gain enough interest, pick up enough tips that you'll be willing to try this at home, in your home or in your garden. And for soundtrack, you can use silence. That's good. Birds, chanting, temple bells. In this practice, in this group, we start with samatha, serenity, which is to get into the groove and get calmed down, followed by panya, or wisdom. Some people say vipassana, but it always goes in that direction. First we get serene, then we wise up. Wisdom never arises from a mind in turmoil. The first half is probably adequate for beginners who just want a 10 or 12-minute practice with meditation, and I'll give you a heads up when we get to that. We want to thank Mrs. Dhamma for the flower arrangement as usual, Dhamma G, Eriko, Brian, Mike, Aussie, Sam, and Mitsuko. Thanks for your support. And with that, on my mark. Please find yourself in a quiet spot, spine straight and shoulders back. Lower your chin towards your chest and let your hands rest easily in your lap or on your thighs or knees. Close your eyes and mouth and imagine a ball of white light, an inch or two, 3 to 5 centimeters beneath your nostrils. Breathe in through your nose. Watch it go down past your heart to your stomach and back out the same way. Breathe in through your nose. Watch the light go down past your heart to your stomach and back out the same way. Just smooth, steady, natural breaths. When outside issues intrude, gently brush them aside, thinking, no, that's not my business. I'm focused on my breath. Empty your mind. Now, as usual, on Mondays, we start with the Dhammapada, verses 1 and 2. Mind is the forerunner of all things. Think and act with a corrupt heart, and sorrow will follow, as surely as the cart follows the ox that pulls it. Mind is the forerunner of all things. Think and act with a pure heart, and happiness follows as surely as one's never departing shadow. So we are taught that our mind creates our moods, delusions, obsessions, and they are all impermanent, unsatisfactory, and not the self. We look at them, see them for what they are, and let them go. And what we discover is that we are as happy as we want to be. Our attitude is entirely up to us, and we are not the boss. If we let go a little, we get a little serenity. If we let go a lot, we get a lot of serenity. And if we let go completely, that is, if we accept life just the way it is, we find complete serenity. Need to say a few words about the human condition. Our human existence consists of 5 khandhas or clinging aggregates, and they are the body, feelings, memories and perceptions, thoughts, and consciousness. And they too are impermanent, unsatisfactory, and not the self. They are like a lump of molten lead, too hot to touch. We cannot touch it on the top or on the sides. We cannot touch it on the bottom without burning ourselves badly. So we look at it and we let it go. Please join me this morning in a thought experiment. In your mind's eye, lift up and look down on your head, on your skull. And on the left, you will see your monkey mind. And the monkey mind is very busy moving from one mood to another. You can see it change colors from white to pink to light blue to red to black, never steady, never stable, always flitting from one mood to the next. And on our left, we see a battalion of self-licking ice cream cones. And these are our thoughts. And they too are very busy chasing our mind's ever-changing moods. And what we see is that just like the khandhas, just like our obsessions and delusions, they are impermanent, unsatisfactory, and not the self. And this is a practice we can employ as we go through our week. If we find ourselves restless, irritable, coming out of our skin, stop for a moment, lift up in your mind's eye and look down on your monkey mind and your self-licking ice cream cones. Now knock it off. As meditators, we have 3 duties: mindfulness, collectedness, and contentment. Mindfulness in this group, the object of our meditation is the ball of light. And we focus on that, especially in the first part of our meditation practice. And we listen to the Dhamma talk, not to get attached to the words, but to let them just flow over us and seep into our consciousness. Our second duty is collectedness, or concentration, some people say. All this means is that when outside issues intrude, when, not if, they will intrude, we gently brush them aside, thinking, no, That's not my business. I'm focused on my breath as it goes in through my nose, down past my heart to my stomach, and back out the same way. And our last duty is contentment. We have a responsibility to be content, peaceful, present, this instant, not next Thursday, not the day after tomorrow, but right now. However we are right this moment is how we are. If we're restless, irritable, and discontent, that's the kind of people we are. And if not, then we're a different kind of person. And if you can, I guess in a word, you could say steady. And if you can be steady for just a few seconds in today's meditation, then you can stitch together these little segments of steadiness as you go through the week, and just a little more, just a moment longer, just a little bit more. And we look up and we go, holy cow, I haven't had an angry, resentful, fearful thought for 45 minutes. How did that happen? Well, how indeed. Now, as we go through this week, we got 4 tips. Let's be impeccable in our speech. Let's say what we mean what we say, but don't say it mean. Second, don't assume. I don't know about you. I'm a lousy mind reader. When I assume, I make an ass of you and me. Third, Q-tip, quit taking it personally. Whatever else the universe might be, or whatever else it might have on its to-do list today, torturing me is not one of those items. I'm not important enough. And finally, let's do our best. And for newcomers, that's about halfway through. As we move into our second phase of meditation, Panya, last week we looked at patience. Today we're going to look at theory and practice. And meditation, as we practice it, has 2 parts. The first part is samatha, and you hear me mention this just about every week. Samatha is to slow down so we can pay attention. And we do that by taking a comfortable position in a quiet place. Doesn't have to be silent, but quiet enough. We close our eyes. We imagine that ball of white light an inch or 2 below our nostrils. We breathe in through our nose. Watch it go down past our heart to our stomach and back out the same way. We take steady, natural breaths. We don't worry about how fast or slow, how deep or shallow our breaths are. Just natural, steady breaths for us. Now, some days when we sit, it's like sitting on an anthill. We can't get the right position, or we've got stuff that comes running in from the outside that just drives us crazy. We can be distracted by sensual desires and mental formations, and we suffer. Well, good. That gives us something to work on. Focus on the suffering. Look at it, see it for what it is: impermanent, unsatisfactory, and not the self, and let it go. When those outside thoughts intrude, we brush them aside. Now, after samatha comes panya. Some people say vipassana, and some people see this as two different things. They're not. It's part of the same thing. It is pointless to say, now I'm going to sit in vipassana. Wisdom never arises from a mind in turmoil. So first we have to get calm. Now, in the second phase, once we are calm, once we're in a tranquil state, we move to panya, or wisdom, which some people call vipassana. Our thoughts will arise naturally when we're relaxed, and we look at them with cool eyes. We examine our side of the street, our intentions and our motives, just our stuff. We're not here to psychoanalyze, to diagnose other people. We're just looking at our own mind and our own self-licking ice cream cones. We might ask ourselves, am I being loving and kind, mindful of the divine spark in others? Or am I angry, fearful, and selfish? Am I full of self-pity? Or do I feel gratitude for the many blessings that have been given to me by the universe? Am I obsessed with things beyond my control? That election in Upper Absurdistan. Or do I accept life on life's terms? I'm doing nothing about Upper Absurdistan. How might I fit myself to service? Those are good questions. Now, sati, mindfulness, and sampajana, self-awareness, are tools that we use in meditation to arrive at the knowing of the Buddha. The knowing arises from calm, detached examination of the Khandhas, as just mentioned. We calmly study our body, our feelings, our memories and perceptions, our thoughts, and our consciousness. We look at them, and we see that they are all transitory, full of suffering, and not the self. And we let them go. This leads to nibbida, the renunciation of clinging. Another way to put it is disenchantment with my delusions. Obsessions of the mind bind us to suffering, whether we are clinging to what we like or what we dislike. Attachments or aversions. I look at it, I see it, I take a breath, and I let it go. If outside thoughts in this second phase make us angry, excited, or fearful, we return our focus to our breath. Our intent is to practice steadily every day. So that's the theory. But it must be practiced steadily, or it's just a bunch of highfalutin noise. First, we get serene, then we wise up. Wisdom never arises from a mind in turmoil. If we're grinding, churning, what did they say? What did they think? Why did this always happen to me? The world's going to end. Oh, this is terrible. If that's what we're thinking, we're not going to fare well this day. So patient, persistent practice of the principles leads us to greater wisdom. Panya, that's one stream within the Eightfold Path. Panya leads to ethical conduct, sila. That's a second of the three streams within the Eightfold Path. And ethical conduct, that is, if we are not living a double life, if we are being transparent, one person, then that will lead us to an ability to practice meditation, samadhi, more effectively. And these three streams within the Eightfold Path form a mutually supporting set. They work together. Now, it's not immediately obvious, to me anyway, how this works, but experience has shown that daily practice improves mindfulness, concentration, and discernment. But once again, the theory is one thing. The practice is something different. This isn't about checking boxes or memorizing complicated words. It's about sitting in contemplation on a regular basis. Steady practice, that's the ticket. So this week, as we go through our week, if we find ourselves restless, irritable, or discontent, let's take a breath, step into the next room, close the door and sit down, put our earphones in, cue up this recording. Imagine a ball of light an inch or two below our nostrils. Breathe in through our nose. Watch it go down past our heart to our stomach and back out the same way. Namaste. Okay. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Dhamma Ji. Welcome, Zigster and Amine. I think you might have meant anime, but what do I know? Hope you come back. Hope this means something to somebody. If not, we're not concerned with outcomes in this group. We're concerned in putting in the practice. All right. Speaking of which, our next meditation will be Friday, July 10th. That's at 3:45. Thank you, Dhammaji, and I'll see you pretty soon. That's Friday the 10th at 3:45 p.m. Japan time. We're always on Japan time, never anything else. If you're already here, you know how to get here. If you're listening to this afterwards, which the vast majority of people who are gainfully employed do, then if you go to July 6th today in the Daily Dhamma YouTube channel, you look in the description box, there will be a 3-part procedure for how to get in here if you want to join us for the guided meditation. We'd love to have you. Super thanks will be available tomorrow. Oh, by the way, Daily Dhamma, a letter to our children, the book upon which our YouTube channel and this practice is based, is now available on Kindle Unlimited. So if you're a member, you can download that for free. And we encourage you to do that. And thank you very much for being here. And have a wonderful week, will you? Namaste.